Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. I am so incredibly excited you're joining me. So, have you ever kind of wished you had a magical force field around your feelings? A shield that just bounces all the bad stuff right off? Well, if you're around 10 years old and listening in right now, you are literally at the perfect age to start learning one of the absolute coolest superpowers a person can have. Today, we're going on a journey into mastering our own minds. We're going to learn how to completely control our tempers, pulling some amazing lessons from a special devotional. By the end of our time together, you're going to know exactly how to handle some of the toughest, most annoying situations you face every single day. Okay, let's dive into this. Have you ever been blamed for something you totally didn't do? Or maybe you've had that deeply frustrating experience where another kid spreads a completely false rumor about you, or randomly decides to point and laugh at your new shoes on the playground. It feels awful, doesn't it? Your face gets super hot, your fists clench up, your heart starts pounding, and your stomach might even tie into a giant knot. Every single part of you just wants to yell back, defend yourself, or, let's be real, maybe even throw a handful of mulch. It's hands down one of the most frustrating feelings in the world when people misunderstand you or say mean things on purpose. Section 1. The challenge of getting mad. Why it's so easy to lose our cool. You see, getting mad, that's the easiest thing in the world. Anyone can yell, anyone can argue. But the devotional we're studying today offers us something much, much better. It offers us a secret superpower. It gives us the tools to actually stay in control when everyone else totally expects us to blow up. Our text points us directly to an ancient piece of wisdom found in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 and 5. It says, "Charity suffereth long and is kind, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil." Now, suffereth long is just an old-fashioned way of saying is incredibly patient. But I really want you to focus on that phrase right there in the middle, not easily provoked. When you have true charity, which means a true, deep love for others, you are not easily provoked. But what exactly does that mean for us on a random Tuesday at recess? Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the definition itself. Provoked simply means being poked, teased, or annoyed until you finally lose your temper. But there is a hidden secret here. We actually have a choice. Someone can poke at us, they can tease us, they can try their absolute hardest to annoy us. But becoming provoked, actually losing our temper, well, that's something that happens inside of us. The devotional teaches us that we absolutely do not have to give anyone that kind of power over our emotions. They do not get to hold the remote control to your brain. Our reading today uses a really big, fascinating phrase to describe a trap so many of us fall into. It calls it having an unsanctified sensitiveness. Think of it kind of like walking around with a giant radar dish attached to your head that is constantly searching for a reason to be offended. Beep, 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 scanning for an insult. If you have this radar turned on, you are always on high alert for a certain look, or a specific tone of voice, or an action that you think shows a lack of respect. You're constantly searching for someone to hurt your feelings. The text says all of this must be overcome. Instead of being troubled by whether people are praising us or criticizing us, we need to learn to place the most favorable, kindest interpretation on what others do. We literally have to reach up and turn that giant radar completely off. Section 2, don't be easily provoked. Ignoring the whispers to fight back. So we know we shouldn't be actively looking for insults, but what happens when the insults actually finds us? The temptation to lash out and defend ourselves is incredibly strong. Our devotional warns us about where that urge to fight back actually comes from. It tells us that Satan tries to fill our ears and our hearts with negative, evil suggestions. It's almost like a tiny, wicked voice whispering right into your ear, trying to plant bad ideas. These are those little whispers telling you to get angry, to hold a grudge, or to say something super mean right back to the person who hurt you. But true strength, the kind of strength God wants for us, is recognizing those bad ideas for what they are and completely ignoring them. We do not have to listen to the whispers. Section 3, handling rumors and slander. How to deal with false reports. And this brilliantly illustrates our strategy phase. It's one thing to say don't get mad, but what should we practically do when false reports actually circulate about us? How do we handle it when people are saying things that simply aren't true? Well, imagine a weak, tottering house on the left side of your mind and a massive, strong tree on the right. When people tell lies about us, if we constantly argue and use words to defend ourselves, we're acting just like that weak, tottering house. We're constantly trying to prop up our reputation with loud, angry words. In fact, this reading explains that when we are overly anxious to protect our reputation, we actually give the impression that we are guilty and need to bolster ourselves up. But a strong tree? It just stands there, silent, deeply rooted and strong. It lets its good conduct and God prove the rumors wrong. Here is exactly how the devotional phrases this incredible strategy. Slander can be lived down by our manner of living. It is not lived down by words of indignation. Words of indignation are just angry, defensive, fiery words. You cannot talk away a rumor, but you can live it down. This ancient wisdom reminds us to leave the care of a reputation entirely to God. If we just keep acting with kindness, following a straight course, and showing by our daily awesome conduct that the reports are false, everyone will eventually see the truth anyway. Nobody can injure our character as much as we can injure it ourselves by losing our temper. Section 4. The Shield of Love, Protecting Your Mind and Spirit. Let's move to and see how this builds into a perfect game plan for you to use every single day. To help us protect our minds, we can equip a heroic, invisible shield, just like Jesus did. The devotional reminds us that Jesus had to bear so many failings and unkindness from others, yet he never lashed out. We shouldn't be mindful of slights or offenses either. Step 1. Close your ears to the insult. The text says that a heart filled with God's love will literally close its eyes, ears, and heart to provocations. Just block it out. Step 2. Remain indifferent and quiet. Indifferent just means you don't let it bother you. Think of it like a glitch in a video game. You just ignore it and keep playing. If you show it doesn't bother you, others will stop caring about the rumor too. And step 3. Let your good actions speak for you. Just keep being the awesome, kind person you already are. Section 5. Stronger than a king. The power of noble majesty. We are building up to the most amazing part of our journey today. If you can actually follow these steps, if you can totally ignore the insults, keep your temper, and let your good actions speak for themselves, there is a massive reward waiting for you. The devotional tells us that there is a noble majesty in the silence of someone exposed to evil, surmising, or outrage. Think about that phrase for a second. Noble majesty. Sometimes when kids tease you, you might feel like staying quiet makes you look weak, but it's the exact opposite. Not reacting isn't weakness. Choosing to stay silent and in control when someone is being totally unfair to you is the ultimate show of heroic, noble strength. You don't need a literal gold crown or a castle. Choosing to stay silent and in control makes you look like a king or queen ruling over your own heart. So the crucial point is captured perfectly in this final, powerful line from our reading today. To be master of one's spirit is to be stronger than kings or conquerors. Think about the great conquerors in history with their massive armies marching across the globe. The text is telling you that if you can master your own spirit, if you can control your own temper when provoked, you are actually stronger than they are. For sure, you are the undisputed, powerful ruler of your own mind. I want to leave you with this one empowering question. The next time you're on the playground or the school bus and someone tries to poke, tease, or provoke you, what will you do? Are you going to let them control you and turn you into a weak, tottering house? Or will you equip your shield of love, stand silent like a strong tree, and show the noble majesty of ruling your own spirit? I know which one I choose. You have the absolute power to be stronger than a king. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I can't wait to see you conquer your world.